Hey guys, what's going on? Chris here from fulllifefreedom.com. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 things that make a t-shirt sell. Hope it helps, so we'll start right now. One of the things, start with number 1, which is going to be design. Now, as far as design is concerned, it's the most subjective thing that you can possibly deal with merch by Amazon. Everyone's got their own opinions about what a good design is, what a bad design is. There's no right or wrong answer. All I can give you right now is my personal advice and opinion of what I've come to know over the period of time, and I've been selling thousands of t-shirts over the time that I've been doing merch by Amazon. And usually the case seems to be, the more complex the design, the less likely it is to sell. Now, what does that mean? Very simply, don't use any more than 2 to 3 colours max on design. Always make sure that if you're using a graphic, specifically just a graphic on its own, make sure it's simple, make sure it's bold, it fills up the space when you're uploading your t-shirt. As far as text only, don't ever use really more than, like I said, probably 2 colours maximum, because ultimately it's got a contrast against, so it stands out, the actual t-shirt, the colour of the t-shirt itself, or whether that may be a long sleeve or a hoodie. Whatever you're going to put the design on, it's got to contrast, so it's bright, it's bold, and it stands out, so that the person, the customer who's wearing this design is going to be able to show it off easily to other people. That's what they're buying it for ultimately. It's to make them feel good about themselves, or in whatever shape or form, and it's usually going to be to show off to other people. As far as what I've come to find is what makes a t-shirt design sell is usually my best sellers, although there's a wide variety of them, is going to be text, no more than 1 to 3, 4 words maybe. That's making a statement or a claim, along with a simplified graphic. So it's going to be a text and then a graphic, usually below. That's the way I kind of structure my templates for most of my t-shirts nowadays, because I've found over the period of time I've been doing it, those sell the best. And usually it's a claim that has relevance to a hobby or a personal interest. So, and something that obviously the customer feels strongly about or finds funny. It's going to be, it's got to kind of connect with a high emotion, your design. So that's probably one of the things with the design. That's all I have to say on this right now. And I'll get into point number 2, which is this. Okay, so another factor is going to be pricing. Now, you're going to have a lot of people debating whether to go low, to go high, to go in the middle. All I would say is this: regardless whether you're using a design that is on, even if you think personally a design is worth more than another design, it's not really for you to say. It's the customers that determine what the value or what that's worth, that design. So the way I look at it is, nowadays I just go straight pretty much down the middle, meaning that I look for about $5 of profit on what I set my price per sale. Now, sometimes I may go $1 shorter or $1 above, but it's usually going to be in the $4 to $6 range, and usually $5 being the mean average, because that's what I want personally for the profit margins of that I'm making. Now, what I will say is this, and I've been involved with sales for over 10 years now, since I was 16 years old. Now, what I can say is, I don't care what anyone says, people are price sensitive. What does that mean? It means that if you price top of what you can price for your designs, whether it's on a t-shirt, long sleeve, or hoodie, or sweater, or whatever it may be, I can tell you now, you're going to get less sales. As far as going bottom end, yes, it can be perceived too cheap. And why would it be too cheap? It raises suspicions. But I swear to God, if you go too far high, it deters the customer, no matter how much they like it. They've absolutely, if you go top price, let's say you list a t-shirt at between, let's say $26 to $30 just for a t-shirt, that customer has to really love that t-shirt. And I mean really love. And guess what? people that see that t-shirt that are going to really love the t-shirt are going to be so few and far between, you're not likely to make sales. So one thing that I can say is never go too high. As far as my pricing is always around the mid-range, so that I make at least $5, give or take $1 either side. That's what sells the best, because there's no suspicion raised as to why it's too cheap, and there's no deterrence as to it's too much to pay for just a t-shirt on its own or a simple design. So my advice would be to make sure that you always hover around the $5 mark as you profit. Okay, so factor number 3, it's going to be keywords. They are imperative to make sure that your t-shirts sell, because the reality is if no one can find in search your t-shirt organically, then they're never going to be able to buy it. If they can't see it, they can't buy it. So what I've come to determine is that, and I've known this for a long time dealing with Amazon and having listing products for multiple years now, is that the most important word is going to be the first word of your title. So my advice would be to make sure that if you're trying to rank for a particular keyword or phrase, make sure that specifically the title, and most of you might know this anyway, but make sure the very first word is the most relevant word possible. Don't try and put men's or women's, because it's already predetermined if you make that selection on its own anyway. Just make sure that whatever niche or topic or keyword you're trying to target, make sure it's the first one in your title. A couple of other things. One, do not repeat a keyword twice. So let's say if you've got made a soccer mum shirt, right? Do not repeat soccer mum twice. There is no reason for it, because what happens is with the search algorithm, the way Amazon works, it's going to actually void the second time it shows up, that phrase soccer mum on those keywords. It's going to void it because it doesn't need it twice. So meaning you've just wasted a portion of your 250 characters and what you're able to put into the bullets, the title, etc., and it's just going to be ultimately irrelevant. So just make sure, as far as keywords are concerned, never repeat them twice in your bullets and title, and also just make sure that the first one that you use is the most relevant in the title. Okay, the fourth factor, what I would advise, is your description. Now, a lot of people, so in fact, probably I'd say the majority, as opposed to the minority, actually don't write a description or use a copy and pasted template description for each one of the products that they're listing. And yeah, it can, if you're in the 500 or above tier, I know it can start getting daunting having to write a fresh or a new description for each and every single t-shirt design that you list. Now, one thing that I would advise is this: start getting good at writing sales copy for your description. Just to give you a couple of pointers, when you start, and by the way, the reason is for this and why I mentioned the description is because obviously on mobile it's the first thing that the customer sees as opposed to the bullets. That's your time to sell. When people look at the description, that's your opportunity to convince someone why they should purchase your shirt and part with the money. If you're leaving that space blank, you're missing out on an opportunity. Yes, some of you might not be the best salespeople in the world and how to try and sell people through text and copy, but I can assure you, if you start getting good at that, things will change for you. And if it's done on every single one of your designs, obviously everyone's results are going to be different, but the reality is you'll get an absolute noticeable boost in sales if you start writing individual and unique sales copy for each t-shirt that describe the t-shirt. Now, what you've got to do in that sales copy, because it's your opportunity to sell to that person as to why they should buy it, is to start getting them relating good images, good thoughts, giving them visions as to how it's going to be if they're wearing it, how life's going to be, why they it might spark a good memory for them, or it might be funny, why, just any kind of good feelings you can associate with your design to sell to that person is going to be your best opportunity and best gateway to get them to part ways with their money. I can assure you, you will get a boost if you do this for each and every one of your t-shirts, and mainly, but the reason isn't why you're going to get ahead, it's because most people don't do it. They can't be bothered spending the time to write out at least 2 to 3 sentences. It's, you know, a very small paragraph. You don't need much, but it is the opportunity for you to sell, and I can assure you, you will get a boost from that. Start doing that. If there's anything else, start doing that. It will make a difference. That one I can guarantee you. Okay, factor number 5 is going to be traffic. Now, as far as traffic is concerned, once you go live and you publish a new t-shirt design or a new hoodie or sweater design, long sleeve, etc., that is your time then to go all out and promoting that design. Within the first 24 to 48 hours, you want to go as full all out as you can, promoting it to relevant sites, promote it on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc., and also posting it to relevant groups that is going to be favourable to the topic or niche that your design and t-shirt is related to. Basically, you just need to make sure that you're targeting the right people, finding hot potential prospects who are already interested in the topic and niche that your design is on, and target those people. You will ultimately find your sales going up if you can start mastering how to drive traffic to your t-shirts designs. Whether it's on Pinterest, etc., it doesn't really matter. You got to start promoting. If you just put in t-shirts and publishing and going live with t-shirts on Merch by Amazon, relying on the organic traffic that Amazon generates, it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer than it would do otherwise if you're actually promoting and driving traffic directly towards your t-shirt designs. Now, the benefit and byproduct of that is if you start getting good at driving traffic to your t-shirts, you're going to start getting higher rankings on the search algorithm, so that the keywords that are in your titles, bullets, etc., are actually going to start ranking and will be looking more favourable in the search results. So it's always going to be a win-win if you can drive traffic to your t-shirts. Start doing it. If you're not doing it already and relying on the organic search, not to beat a dead horse, but you're just not going to, it's going to take you 2, 3, 5 times as long to get up to the sales that you want to get up to if you're not already promoting it on social media and elsewhere in relevant groups. That's kind of it for the 5 things that, you know, we're going to be making a t-shirt sell. I just thought I'd kind of make a quick video, hopefully help you out. Anyway guys, hope this helps. Start putting them to use, start putting them into play, into your strategies as to your Merch by Amazon designs, etc. Hope it works, hope it helps, and I can assure you, you'll see a boost in your sales over the next couple of weeks if you start doing that, ultimately on every single design. Anyway guys, I'm out for now, and yeah, hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, it'd really mean a lot, and I'll see you on the next video.